puts his money where his mouth is. He does what he says he's going to do, and I like that in a politician.
Number 14, Kevin Wyndham. A bad memory of last year. He lines up next to number 16, John Dowd. Mike LaRocco is just to his left. And there's Ricky Carmichael.
LaRocco right here. Carmichael, then Villeman, then McGrath. McGrath is to the inside of all of those guys.
Can McGrath make it 7 wins in 7 years at the Metrodome? A lot of people think it's all in the start as the 32nd board goes up.
Look at that talent right there. We just had Wyndham, LaRocco, Carmichael, Villeman, McGrath, Tortelli, Raynard. It was so hot in the beginning of his heat race. Been riding and training with Pastrana.
The engines get louder as the adrenaline pumps even more. Tortelli, McGrath, Villeman, side by side. The main from Minneapolis is underway. Carmichael, another good start, and he will get the Yahoo Hole Shot Award, and he's in battle right now with David Villeman.
Nice block pass right there by Carmichael to hold the lead.
And McGrath is in 8th place.
He was lucky to get to that first corner in one piece.
Ricky Carmichael, David Villeman in the whoops. Mike LaRocco, number 5. Villeman takes the lead away from Carmichael. Number 934, David Villeman, looking for that second win in the Vans Triple Crown. Would this be something else? Setting the scene for Las Vegas and a possible $500,000.
Well, you can tell he's got something on his mind. That's winning this race. He doesn't have any idea yet that McGrath's back as far as he is. He just looked up behind him over the finish line jump. Couldn't even see him in his mirror, so he's got a big advantage right now.
Villeman, Carmichael, 1 and 2. With Wyndham in second, LaRocco in third. Brock Sellers is in fourth.
Well, Villeman understands how important it is, just as Jeremy has all these years of making you move early. Don't get stuck in the pace of the guy in front of you. Go out and ride the best you can, and that you can do that the best with a clear track.
That was John Dowd right in front of Jeremy McGrath.
Let's check out how Villeman got the lead. Didn't waste any time in that opening lap to get around Carmichael or heading into the loop section. He clears that whole little double plateau there and just keeps it flat. Passes Carmichael like he's tied to a pole right there. Carmichael talked about that after the heat race. Knew he needed to pick it up through the whoops, and that was a great example.
Well, it might not have been a $500,000 move, but I'll bet it was a $250,000 move if he wins this race.
Yeah. Who wants to be a millionaire? Or a $500,000, I should say.
David Villeman is out in front. He has won 2 races in a row this year, San Diego and Phoenix. And here is Jeremy McGrath trying to cut his way through Dowd, Tortelli, Sellers, and LaRocco.
McGrath gets a little block pass right there on John Dowd. His lap times, though, are 2 seconds slower than Villeman out front. So normally, McGrath is able to keep pace with the leaders even in traffic. Right now, he's not able to do it.
I think the fans here in Minneapolis are kind of stunned by the fact that McGrath isn't out near the front.
Well, they've never seen anything like it. He's never lost here. And if he's going to keep that streak alive, he's going to have to pull off a miracle because Villeman is on.
Joining us in the booth, it's our pleasure to welcome Travis Pastrana, who is a 125 East rider. And Travis, I know you're itching sitting up here watching this great action to be down there on the track on a 250. Did you try to convince Roger DeCoster to race this one?
Oh, well, definitely no, but I mean, I'm really looking forward to trying to hopefully win a 125 championship. But Brock Sellers out there, who's winning the points race in the East, is doing awesome, running in 5th.
Villeman and Carmichael, Wyndham and LaRocco. That's the top 4. And McGrath has got quite a ways to go to get back into the chase.
You hardly ever see this happen, you know, where McGrath is way back in the pack and guys are able to take a big chunk out of his point lead. Usually he's the one padding it.
I've never really seen McGrath make as many mistakes as he's been making, but he is really charging up through the pack. He just passed Tortelli.
What do you think of the sport's greatest champion, Travis?
Well, Jeremy has done so much for our sport, really taking it to the next level, and he's working his way up really great here, but he's got a long way to go if he wants to come close to Villeman.
He still has quite a ways to go to get up to your pal Brock Sellers.
Yeah, Brock's doing a great job on his 250 out there, really impressing me.
Our leader, David Villeman, and is he looking smooth? We'll be right back to the Metrodome in Minneapolis for more EA Sports Supercross after these words. We're back in Minneapolis, where David Villeman is trying to win the second round of the Vans Triple Crown. 2/3 of the way toward $500,000. Ricky Carmichael.
Now he hits the deck hard.
After 3 straight podiums, Carmichael is still down. He was in second place at the time.
McGrath still not able to get around Sellers.
Sellers on the FMF Honda. McGrath on the Chaparral Yamaha. Brock's doing a pretty good job for being a conservative ride. And here's Jeremy McGrath, cuts to the inside. The crowd's starting to come alive a bit. But Brock Sellers puts the throttle down.
I'm really surprised to see Brock challenging as hard as he is to stay, risking injury. But, man, he's really putting an impressive ride out there.
Take another look and see what happened to Ricky.
Well, it's a tricky little section where he just tried to bounce off the top of that little pyramid there and hop the next bump. And when he landed right, looked like maybe on his shoulder, just got driven into the ground.
Whoa! Brock Sellers gave him everything he had in that whoop section. And Jeremy McGrath moves up another notch.
I had to irritate Jeremy a little bit in terms of the longer he stays behind Sellers, the less chances he's got of catching Villeman. However, you got to respect Sellers getting into the 250 class, risking that points lead in 125 East and racing him hard.
The consistency of Brock Sellers, Travis, has been a nice thing to watch, but you're on a hot run, 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. I've been staying a lot smoother and not crashing as much the last couple races, so I think that's going to be key.
Ricky Carmichael rejoins the group in 19th position.
Yeah, don't let this confuse you. He's a lap down right now. So much for the consistency he proved this year.
Brock Sellers just about ready to pass Ricky Carmichael. Here's our leader still, number 934, David Villeman. As far as a consistent time, he has such a lead, David Bailey, now. What does he have to be concentrating on?
Just keep racing the track, make great decisions through the lap riders, pay attention to that signal board. You know, if he starts to try to race carefully now and start to take a little bit off, he can start hitting the track a little bit different, make mistakes. So the best thing is just race hard until you've only got a couple laps to go.
It's too early. Brock Sellers goes down, and here is the battle for 3rd place. 2nd is Wyndham. 3rd is Larocco. Number 14 is Kevin Wyndham. And boy, did he come to play.
Big improvement for Kevin Wyndham here.
This will be a big boost for Kevin's confidence if he can stay up there. He's been having a little bit of trouble with bathing just because of arm pump. They say he's one of the hardest trainers out there, but such a different ball game in the race.
A lot of guys can ride relaxed and just extraordinary during the week. Robbie Rayner's another example, but race conditions, the start, being nervous, expectations, all that stuff plays a role. And sometimes these guys, it takes them 2 or 3 years to work their way through all that.
Check it out. Number 14 is getting a lot of heat from Mike Larocco. Mike Larocco sees a chance to nail down 3rd in net points with Ricky Carmichael way back in 18th position. Wyndham, after 2 podiums in the first 3 races, averaged a little better than 6th place finish in the last 7 races. He does not want to fade off the podium here tonight. Let's go down to Davey Combs.
Thanks, Art. I'm actually down here with Ricky Carmichael. As you can see, he's pulled out of the race. Ricky, that crash looked awful. What happened?
It's kind of slick back there, and we're jumping up and off, and I spun a little too much, and endo.
How's your body? Are you injured?
Hurt my ankle a little bit, but my ankle's sore, but I mean, I fell down down, and I was a lap down. That's it. Tough break, Rick.
Here's the race, and it's for second place. David Villeman with a big lead.
And look at the finesse of Kevin Windham, and come out of the inside, touch that back wheel on the top of that next bump to hop the triple. He's able to preserve that position. If he was to go wide, LaRocco would run right on the inside and make the pass.
Windham has really been running a lot of creative lines out there. I was watching him practice. He was doing quite a bit different than everyone else, so that's really going to help him here to hold off LaRocco.
LaRocco always strong in the end of a race. There you see some time elements there with Villeman still out in the lead, and it's growing.
I think what's important for Kevin right now is to keep pushing hard to hold off LaRocco, because a lot of times what happens, if a guy gets body and sort of takes the steam out of you, you let your pace slide a little bit, and if he lets that happen, McGrath is the next guy in line back there in fourth, closing slightly. Kyle
Lewis trying to stay out of the way of Mike LaRocco as Mike LaRocco wants to nail down second place. Our first place leader right here is number 934, David Villeman. We'll see if he can hold on. Toyota Trucks presents EA Sports Supercross from the Metrodome. The battle is on. Here comes LaRocco. LaRocco part of bar with Windham as they go over the jump. Windham and LaRocco battling for second place. David Villeman is turning some terrific lap times out front. But here is the battle.
I'll tell you what, Art, I haven't seen LaRocco ride this well on a track this tight and technical and slick.
Good point. Here's LaRocco to the inside. Now Windham will try to hold on to his third place finish in the first one since San Diego. Check out that pass again, David.
Just had himself positioned to the inside. That's where Ricky Carmichael went down earlier, so these guys are trying to be careful hopping over that little bump. LaRocco just surprised Kevin on the inside right there. Some LaRocco's doing, he's using a 20-inch front wheel versus a 21. And the tire that rim takes is a little bit wider, so he's got better traction for the front end. That could be making a difference right now for him.
Mike LaRocco about 10 seconds in back of 934 David Villeman. Villeman looking to win the second jewel in the Vans Triple Crown.
I talked about Kevin. It was going to be important for him to hold off LaRocco to preserve a spot on the podium. Now he's starting to lose time and give up a little bit, and that's allowing Jeremy to close. Jeremy, after all of his run coming through the pack, he could end up on the podium after all.
And everybody's wondering where Jeremy is right now. He's in fourth position, but he is closing. 55.1 seconds in his last lap time, compared with 54.39 for Villeman. So Villeman is still keeping up a torrid pace. McGrath trying to catch Windham and LaRocco.
Makes you wonder if McGrath would have got off the line with Villeman if he could hang, because Villeman has been a second a lap faster this entire race, even when McGrath has been in the clear.
What a time for a brilliant performance.
He needed it now to close the gap into points, but to preserve that $500,000.
Hey, you're talking $500,000 here, Travis Pastrana. Why aren't you on a 250 now, huh? I know you're a rookie at 125s, but heck, that's the big bucks.
I still have a long way to go before I can run with these guys. Now, I've been training a lot with Robbie Rayner, and it's just amazing to see how much mental is really in these races. I mean, he can run 25 laps very consistently in practice, and he's having a hard time even in the heat running the 8 laps strong.
Here's the race for third. Jeremy McGrath trying to get on the podium. His worst finish this year was a 4th place in San Diego, where they had that very difficult start.
There's a first corner that looked a lot like this one, and he got jammed up in the pack exactly the way he did tonight. Only tonight he didn't bend his front brake disc. Kevin knows who's there. This is going to be he's going to have to dig so deep to hold McGrath off if he can.
Windham trying desperately for his first podium since San Diego, when he was on the podium in 3rd. But look at this, McGrath. Just beautiful timing on that jump. Jeremy McGrath to the inside, through the tunnel. McGrath moves moves into third to the cheers of the fans.
Wow, Wyndham does still look pretty strong, though. I mean, he doesn't have the arm pump. It doesn't look like, at least, that he has been at the beginning of the season. So it's good to see if he can stay right with McGrath.
Let me check out that pass again. McGrath made it look easy.
Well, they come off the triple before they go into the tunnel, and Kevin goes to the outside. I don't know if he got a little bit offline and was forced to go there, or if he didn't know McGrath was that close, but either way, it was a bad decision.
Either that or he wanted to go out there to follow McGrath's lines a little bit, and he knew he probably couldn't hold him off until the end of the race.
That's true.
Our leader, David Villeman, comes through the whoops. He led every lap in San Diego. In Phoenix, he pulled the famous surprise on Jeremy McGrath, becoming the only rider this year to run down and catch and pass McGrath. And, you know, even though Jeremy McGrath has such a great points lead, David Bailey, David Villeman has had one heck of a first full season on the 250s in America.
Well, it's been 9 podiums for McGrath, 8 for Villeman, a couple of wins, 3 if you count tonight if he hangs on. And tonight's race, I mean, he has just been awesome. He's been a second a lap faster than McGrath. We already pointed that out, and what a time to do it, to preserve that $500,000. I mean, this is a $500,000 ride right now. All
the more reason for you to check in right now to the pay-per-view from Las Vegas on May 6th. The final jewel of the Triple Crown. Live pay-per-view from Las Vegas in the final round.
Villeman is just going so strong. It's just amazing how good a shape he must be in.
Still hasn't lost much in that lap time, David Bailey.
No.
54.39 again.
The fastest lap in the heat races was by McGrath, and that was a 55 flat. Villeman has been a second or a half a second faster than that every lap of the main event.
He's having the best rookie year in 250s since a guy back in 1993, Jeremy McGrath.
Yeah, remember, Villeman is the world Supercross champion, and some of the tracks they ride in that series are a little tighter than what we see over here in U.S. Supercross as the norm. And well, as soon as I saw this tight racetrack, I had a feeling Villeman was going to be real strong.
Here's the battle for fifth. Sebastian Tortelli, number 21, and John Dowd, number 16.
This is a very impressive ride for John Dowd. He's been having a lot of tough luck here lately, and to be right on Sebastian Tortelli, who's been riding excellent here, is really good for his confidence, I'm sure.
The white flag is out. What a great feeling it must be for David Villeman. This is his first 250 race here in Minneapolis, as Tortelli and Dowd are still battling it out. We're on the final lap. Villeman keeps Yamaha on track for their winningest year ever in Supercross. That was 12 wins back in 1980. Bell, Staton, and Glover. They won 12 in 17 races. Putting on the show, David Villeman. He's likely to become the first Yamaha rookie since Bradshaw got 5 wins in 1990 for his 3rd win of the season. The checkers for Villeman. Yes. Oh, my goodness, my wallet just got bigger.